proteins and lipids with the formation of unit from unit of proteins. This is the amino acids, units of carbohydrates. This is the sugars, and units of lipids. This is the glycerol-free fatty acids. And these macromolecules and units after that, after breaking down of macromolecules by action of enzymes, gastrointestinal tract enzymes, occurs formation of nutrients, amino acids, free fatty acids, and also sugars like glucose, monosaccharides. These compounds, nutrients for our body, energy source, synthesis of compounds, for example, synthesis of proteins, enzymes, hormones, catecholamines, for example, biogenic amines, vitamins formation, and for synthesis of a lot of compounds in our body, necessary these nutrients. In catabolism, we know that first of all participate enzymes, that we know. And how we cannot consider, for example, metabolism individually, it's work as an integration whole system, not work individually. Metabolism of carbohydrate, metabolism of, for example, proteins and lipids, it's work as a whole system. And when, for example, deficiency of some glucose level in the bloodstream, we know that, consider that with you, when occurs formation of glucose from non-sugar intermediates, this process we can say gluconeogenesis, and in this picture you see catabolism, and in the catabolism we see that formation of units also, and also in formation of dehydrogenases, for example, like very energetic compounds like NAD, NADP, FAD, for example, ADP plus inorganic phosphate. And this compound after that participate in anabolism. Where we can see anabolism, for example, in Krebs cycle, guys. In every tissue, in every cells occurs especially anabolism, the Krebs cycle reaction, production of ATP. In the cells, glycolysis with the sugars, for example, with the glucose glycolysis, aerobic glycolysis, anaerobic glycolysis. After that, Krebs cycle reaction in the mitochondria, and the central atom, central molecule which appear from carbohydrate, from proteins, and from lipids. This is the acetyl coenzyme A. This is the central molecule. After that, participate in the mitochondria in the Krebs cycle, and in the Krebs cycle occurs the formation of process of anabolism. Intermediates of Krebs cycle also participate in secretion of compounds, oxalic acid, fumaric acid, succinyl coenzyme A, for example, participate in formation of some heme formation, for example, and amino acid formation, urine formation, and etc. And all intermediates of Krebs cycle, we can say, participate in anabolism. And for precursor molecules, this is the amino acid, sugars, fatty acid, nitrogenous bases, and the cell macromolecules. This is the proteins, polysaccharides, lipids, and nucleic acid also. We can say that our bodies are integrated system of organs, each with its own requirements for nourishment and energy utilization. Very important tissue which is necessary, for example, a lot of fuel, a lot of ATP. We can say this is a muscle, guys, muscle tissue. Heart muscle, skeletal muscle, smooth muscle in the, for example, blood vessels, liver also, glycostatic function of liver, you know, Also, for example, nervous tissue, which consumes 60% of glucose, consume nervous tissue to conduct chemical impulses. And the ATP, not just only ATP can be energy, also can be another compounds also can be energy, for example. And we continue. You see here how glucose convert to pyruvate, fatty acid, beta oxidation of fatty acid give acetyl coenzyme A, pyruvate also can give acetyl coenzyme A. Amino acids, 90% of amino acids consumed for synthetic process, for synthesis of proteins. But sometimes in deficiency of especially glucose, amino acids can also convert to intermediates of, for example, keto acids. Amino acids can convert to pyruvic acid or acetyl coenzyme A, and can give amino acid can give alpha ketaglutaric acid, oxalic acid, succinyl coenzyme A, and fumaric acid. And here given dietary intake, fat state and fasting state, for example, and the metabolism of carbohydrates, lipids and proteins are coordinated and well regulated to meet the bodily requirements, especially the energy need and under various conditions. This process also regulated by special enzymes, guys. Glucokinase, for example, enzymes which convert the glucose and the glucose 6-phosphate, the first step of glycolysis. And the glucokinase reaction also very important. Glucokinase enzyme very important. Also, to coming of glucose to the cells also play important role hormones, for example. Hormones like glucagon and insulin, for example. Glucagon, we know that increased level of glucose, insulin decrease level of glucose. Glucagon increase, insulin decrease, for example. How it decrease, guys? Insulin, how decrease glucose level in the bloodstream? When we eat dietary intake of glucose, concentration of glucose increases, for example, 7, 8, 9 millimole per liter in the bloodstream appear. And insulin secreted by beta cells of pancreas, because the concentration, increasing of concentration of glucose stimulates beta cells to secrete the insulin. And insulin release, and insulin after that open the channels, because the GLUT transporters transport glucose to the cells. And GLUT4 present in a lot of tissue. GLUT4, insulin stimulates GLUT4 and open these channels, and glucose reach the cells. And activated glucokinase reaction, glucokinase enzymes and glucose 6-phosphate. And the first step of glycolysis and formation of pyruvic acid and the formation of acetyl coenzyme A. And when, for example, glucose level is decreased, for example, 3 or 4 millimole per liter in fasting state, glucose level is decreased, and in that moment stimulated secretion of glucagon by alpha cells of the pancreas. And glucagon activate enzymes which participate in glycogenolysis, and of course cleavage of glycogen in the liver, in the muscles, in the brain tissue, and activated glycogenolysis, cleavage of glucose, and releasing of glucose to the bloodstream. By this way, activated, for example, glucagon.